District Library.
And I'm Beth, and I work at the Gaines Branch.
I'm Emily, and I work at the Tyrone Branch, Kent City. If you have any questions or comments while we are live, you can go ahead and comment below, and we'll hopefully answer your questions. We're full of knowledge.
To our best abilities.
See, yeah.
Full of knowledge. That's
full
us.
of knowledge. Maybe. All right.
So
Beth.
we're starting off with Daughters of Smoke and Bone, Lainey Taylor. These losers haven't finished it yet, so I don't know what to do without that. But how do you like it so
Just threw
far,
the,
Courtney?
just dropped the mic on me.
Sorry.
No, I am like a third of the way in, and I'm enjoying it. It reminds me of Cassandra Clare because it's got that angel and I think demons. I'm gonna assume monsters, demons, same thing. So yeah, I like it.
I have not actually even started it.
Look at this.
I know,
cover.
I'm very
But I
disappointed
should.
in you.
I
know.
should. Beth has
should.
got great taste in
You
books. So I
should.
should.
See this cover?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
There is
want that?
also, that is an appeal
Look
to
at that.
find
Look
a
at
good
that.
cover.
Look at that cover.
That is
It's
helpful.
beautiful. Okay,
But it's her hair that's blue.
Yeah.
So why are the feathers blue? Like, let's just talk about this for a minute. Let's just talk about covers. Book
Let's
covers.
talk about book covers.
Are
They
you
lie.
turned off by book covers?
Yeah.
Well,
Because
look at this guy.
Well, I
Why is
know.
he
Let's not
floating?
talk about Cassandra Clare's taste in book covers because I'm disappointed in her book
We've
covers
actually
most of the time.
had a discussion about this a
Look at
number of
that.
times, that like if there's too much stuff going on the book cover, I will pick it up last. Like I'll put it on my list. Like I gotta go read this later.
It depends on the author.
Yeah,
for me.
it does depend on.
It depends on the author.
as
If it's an
well.
author I know writes like
But mostly in
quality,
Yeah.
mine is if it's a actual person on the cover, like a full, like the first Throne of Glass cover
Yeah.
is horrible. And I just don't like actual people on the covers. I want like an illustrated version because
Right.
then it's more of what that author
Authors.
thought that character was going to look like,
Sure.
rather than I'm just going to throw this really awkward looking model up on that cover and deal with
That's
it.
exactly like with The Hate You Give. There's a girl stars on the front.
It's
which
good.
Courtney has.
It is good.
And
It's a good cover.
it's a really good cover.
Because she throws everything on the floor.
Those are Mike on the floor. The book also is really excellent as well. But yes,
They
yeah,
moved
I forgot.
past the headless people, though. Remember, like 10 years ago, 5 years ago, it was all girls
Oh,
without heads.
yeah, that is true. That
So
is
I was
good. Let's
glad that
continue
we've
that
progressed
trend.
past that, because
Yeah.
that was kind of annoying.
That was kind of
And we have the whole whitewashing thing, too, that
right.
seems to
So
have...
that's
yeah.
another excellent thing.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So The Hate You Give is actually a great example
yeah.
of them doing it right.
Well, Courtney's fixing that. I will say I'm a weird reader in that I both read the audiobook and then listen to the audiobook because I want to be able to be like, oh, this was a great audiobook, or this was a terrible audiobook, or whatnot. And so I read in
No wonder you
sequence,
don't
I
read that
read The
much.
Hate You Give and Everything, and the same person narrating that for the audiobooks.
Oh, that can
So
throw you
it was-
off.
Yeah, it threw me off
Ooh.
because like they're not in the same life. Like the one girl's basically in a bubble and the other girl's dealing with some like really like realistic issues.
Yeah.
So that took me a while. I don't recommend reading or listening to those one after another. Reading them would be fine, but
Right.
yeah,
Then it's
listening
your
to
own
them it
voice.
was like,
So everything.
oh, here's The Hate You Give. There's the
There
cover
it
of
is.
it.
Did you like
Very
everything?
good
Everything?
book.
I have not read Everything,
Read
Everything.
it.
You've read it. Did you like
Read
it?
The Hate
Did
You
you
Give?
like-
Or
No.
Everything,
Everything. Because the movie's coming out, so it's
The movie's
I'm
I'm
already
really
out, I
irritated
thought.
with
Is
the-
it out?
with the end
Shoot.
of it.
really.
Yes, because I think
It looked-
it was such a big thing that
I
some
don't
people
know.
should have been in trouble a little bit more. I feel
Oh,
like.
I see.
Yeah.
I don't know. It looks.
No spoilers, but-
I don't know if it looks like a book I would enjoy. It looks almost like it's a Tifios type of like sad.
It
I
doesn't
don't
go
think
that
to
far.
that
Doesn't go
level.
that
Yeah,
far?
I don't
Okay.
think of that. I really enjoyed it. I really did enjoy it.
Yeah,
and
I
the
did
end
too.
The end was not bad by any means. I can't explain it anymore. I don't think without letting secrets out.
No
Just
secrets.
No
good. I
spoilers.
definitely think it should be
No
read by
spoilers.
people.
Well,
but-
I want to see the movie because Rue from The Hunger Games is in it.
Yeah, that had
She's
me
so cute.
intrigued.
Yeah,
It took me a while to figure out that it was her. I was like watching the
Because she looks so
preview,
much older.
and I'm like, why does she look so familiar? And then I was like, oh my gosh, she dies in the Hunger Games. Sorry.
It's the first one, so
That's
you
the
know if you
first
haven't seen
one.
the first one, you're not
That's-
gonna ever see it or read it. So,
Read
right?
it.
Read it.
Read it.
Read it.
Read the Hunger
Then listen to
Games.
the audiobook and then see the movie if you
And
want to
read The Hate
all
You
of it.
be
Give.
crazy like I am.
Yeah, read that.
And you've read The Hate You Give.
I have.
You just read it, didn't you?
I just read it maybe a month ago or something. I loved it. I thought it was really good. Both the
Again, I just
audiobook
got it.
and the book itself. I liked
I
them
just
both.
bought it because I'm just tired of waiting too. So
Yeah.
Again, I
there's
thought I was
quite a
on
wait
hold,
list.
but I wasn't. So that's okay. I'm number one for Turtles All the Way Down.
Oh.
So
she was. I was
let's-
so
You
jealous.
are.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I'm gonna buy it, but
But
like,
still,
but
yeah.
still, I was like, as soon as that email went out that John Green's new book, Turtles All the Way Down, pre-order it, put it on hold, do
Right.
something with it, was coming out, and I got that email. I was like, mine.
Right, whoever sent that email out, I'm not first, but I'm close up there
Yeah, me
because of that
too.
email. I was
Yeah.
like, oh shoot.
I think it was
need to get on.
Tammy.
Oh,
Yeah,
Tammy,
because then I emailed Tammy back, and I was like, yeah. She's like- and Beth sent me, you were fast. I'm like,
was.
I know. I don't joke around. I have been waiting for another John Green book forever because this is controversial, but The Fault in Our Stars is not my favorite John Green book.
Which one
It's-
is?
It used to be Paper Town. It is Paper Towns. The movie is not. I mean, it was good, but like it didn't do. I was talking with our intern, Sean. Shout out to Sean if you're watching. Probably not.
You better.
Better be. We were talking, and he was talking about how like the movie doesn't go quite as dark as that book can get, because like they think that she's not just missing, but that she might be like dead,
Right.
suicidal, and things like
Yeah.
that. I don't think the movie really pushed that enough.
I've
Like
not seen the
everyone
movie.
else,
I
think
was,
you're right.
Was kind of like, she's just something she does, and like, I mean, Q is really the only one that's like super concerned. But yeah, it got dark. And then Looking for Alaska, I really love. And
That's my
That's
favorite.
yes, because of
Yeah.
That's
Beth.
my
I
favorite.
used to work with Beth, and Beth used to recommend all these books for me, and thank you. Thank
I
you for
still
all of
recommend
that.
books for you.
You still do. I just am a little slower.
A little slower
get
to
to
read.
all of it.
Well, in terms of Paper Towns, the way the book started was very dark because
Yeah.
they find the dead body.
Right.
Yeah,
So it set the mood with there. So I was thinking she was dead the whole time.
Oh,
Right.
Right.
So it was different than the
And
movie.
did they
The
show
movie was
that
just
or
kind of like
something?
fun.
Did they show
I-
that? I can't remember now.
I can't remember if they show it or if it was like I know they
Alluded to.
filmed it because I remember following John Green's like journey on this very closely. I'm
Right.
a really big John Green fangirl. I met him.
I've met him too.
Let's see, and Hank.
Penny made me talk
Can
to
I
him.
just pause? I am a John Green fan, but Rita Petties is like my.
Oh, I do
I
love her.
I just think she's like
I do love her.
wonderful.
She broke my heart though.
Yeah, she
think
breaks
she's
my
a
heart a
little-
lot.
I haven't read The Abundance of Catherine's. That's the only one because
I
of the
liked
cover.
it. Really?
The cover is,
Because
yeah,
there's
not
people
great.
on the. I'm telling you, I
No,
like
it's
people on my cover.
It's funny and witty.
Is it? 'Cause
Yeah.
That's his first.
No, Looking
No,
for Alaska.
Looking for
is
Alaska,
his
and
first.
then is it Abundance, Paper Towns, Tifios?
No, I think Abundance. Yeah, Abundance.
Abundance is second.
Paper Town.
Paper Towns.
Tifios.
Tifios.
Yeah.
Fault in Our
So
Stars.
I think he's right. That one kind of gets pushed to the side of
It
that.
does.
But there's a lot of humor in it, and if you have math geeks,
It's a go-to. I'll
that's
have
the
to
go-to
remember
one
that.
for math
Is it?
geeks, because you have a very smart boys, and then they're kind of discovering themselves. So it's interesting how that all turns
Yeah,
out.
I don't know. I think I
And there's
picked
lots
it
of
up
Catherines.
once, and it didn't get me
Mhm.
as quickly as like Looking for Alaska and Paper Towns
Right.
kind of got me in there. But
So you need a hook right at the beginning
I
to get
I
into it.
do. I mean, this one was kind of like a little slow at first. Yeah, I do kind of. I'll fight it for a while if it's like a book that I've been like told you need to read this book.
Right.
I'll give it time, but yeah, if it doesn't hook me in like 4 chapters, there are better books out there.
That's fair. I feel like
They're better
I
books.
don't know.
can't.
I,
There are better books out
I
there.
feel like that's fair.
There's so many books to read.
There's a lot of books to read.
I mean, I did push myself through Catcher in the Rye, so I mean, I think I
Oh.
can read anything. Thank you.
I
Thank
hate
you.
it. I read it as an adult. You do not read that.
You
as
do
an
not
older
read that as an
person.
adult. Yeah, I read it 3 or 4 years ago, and
And it's one of John Green's favorites.
I know, and that made me so mad. And then Sean, again,
She didn't
intern,
like it.
was like, "How can you like Looking for Alaska and not like Catcher in the Rye?" I'm like, "Because I read Looking for Alaska when I was like 17. I read Catcher in the Rye when I was like 24."
The
He makes
difference
such
there.
bad choices. Oh. He makes such bad choices. Life choices.
Well, I'm going to tell you, once you get through this series, read Strange the Dreamer.
I've read.
But it takes, did you read the beginning?
Yeah, I read. Well, Tammy,
You
one
have
of our
to
lovely
get past the beginning.
Can't get
collection
into it.
development people gave me the preview last year after BookCon, and so I read that and I was like, oh my gosh, I need this book. I need this book. And then
then
I
you got it,
and
and-
I was like, this is a mammoth book. I don't have time for this.
No,
that's-
it's worth
yeah.
it. Once you get into it, it's not like these books where there's tons of surprises that you will not catch coming. It's very,
'Cause it starts
very
really
good.
well.
And
It
he's a
starts well.
librarian.
He's
Come
a librarian.
on.
That was the main thing. Was he is a librarian, and he's a
that?
dreamer.
And
What's
he's
the
a
other
dreamer.
one? The soccer one. There's like a rapping librarian.
Booked.
Books.
Oh,
in
ooh,
books.
you
There's
have
like
it,
a
don't
rapping
you?
librarian. And it is
Yeah.
my favorite.
Mac. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, that one. They're good. They're short and easy.
Well, it's written.
poems
Yeah, it's
and
free
prose,
verse
yeah.
poetry. And I listened to the audiobook for this one.
Yes, I
That
did
was
too.
really
which
good.
is
It was
really,
really
good.
good.
Yeah, 'cause
That-
the
I read
author
'em.
reads it, and so like
Yeah.
it's how he is meant it to be heard. So.
Yeah,
It's really
I've
good.
listened to Booked and Ghost, and they were both really good audiobooks because you could hear the characters like voice more. Like reading this is very powerful, and reading Ghost by Jason Reynolds is also very
Yeah.
powerful. But like hearing it narrated by an African American male is just like puts it in a whole, it just makes it more real. I feel
Yeah,
because like reading it in my voice, I'm like, oh, I'm not,
or it's
yeah.
nasally.
What
Yeah.
about All American Boy? Have you read that or listened to that?
I read that
Halfway
for
through
the book
it.
club. I didn't go
Yeah,
to.
we did.
Yeah.
I'm halfway through it. I've met Jason Reynolds twice now,
Oh my,
and
yeah.
he's
That
just
one
amazing.
was very,
Just
very
Kyle.
amazing. It kind of
Very good.
changed my viewpoint a little bit because you don't think, I mean, I'm white. I don't know nothing about anything.
Right.
So,
Right.
Yeah,
no, it was just really good viewpoints from both sides.
no. I think I've gotten halfway through, but listening, I went to when Jason Reynolds and Brendan Keeley were at Wyoming. I went to
Yeah.
their book talk, and it was so like what they had to say was so powerful. Especially Brendan, because he's coming at it from the same perspective as I am, and he's like, you don't realize, he's like, I didn't realize until talking with Jason, how I was raised affects how I see things, especially like law enforcement.
Yeah. Yeah.
They both told 2 stories about encounters with law enforcement, and their reactions when the cops come up to the window is just so vastly
Completely
different
different.
because of
Yeah.
how
They were raised.
how they were
and-
raised in the color of their skin. But yeah, watching YouTube them, they are
Yeah.
great. They're phenomenal.
I didn't get to make that, but I heard it was just
It was so good.
awesome.
Yeah, it was. They were Jason Reynolds. Yeah, it's the second time I've heard him talk, and he is just like I could listen to him talk for days. I could also look at him while he talks for days, but
That's fair. Yeah.
it's another conversation. Do we have any questions yet?
Anybody?
No one is dying to know anything. We're
Do you want
open.
to talk about yours?
Yeah, what are
Carve
you
the
reading?
Oh
Mark?
no!
What are you reading?
I am like 3 chapters into this.
And thoughts, fears.
I mean, it's got a hook in
And
it. I
this
mean,
is
like it is.
Veronica
Carve the
Roth.
Mark,
if you
yeah,
can't read the
Veronica
Roth.
color.
Divergent.
She's got a like. So have you read this one, Courtney?
I have probably read 3 chapters.
Okay, but did you not? I feel like
It was yeah.
like it pulls you in. I thought it was so good. It's good so far, but I'm only a few chapters in. I just finished upon recommendation of my lovely teens in Tyrone. Hello, shout out. I just read Dumplin',
I made Jackie read
which was
that.
actually pretty good. I liked that. It's not really the style I go with. I'm a very much like historical fiction is like where my heart's at,
That's
or
what I like.
adult nonfiction because that's the kind of person I am. But no, it was good. So it was like a little bit out of my comfort zone, which I like to do. And then I, of course, listened to the audiobook, and that was fun too. So I think the same woman reading it the whole time, but she does a good job like differentiating between the characters, which is helpful. But yeah, it's about a girl who's a little bit larger and her thoughts and feelings on life and how she's been raised, and she kind of doesn't feel like she belongs in any space because she is bigger, and it's like her her going through, I think she's in 10th grade or something like that.
The
Yeah.
cover for
Which
that
is
really
like,
cute.
yeah,
It's very
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
bring that one. It's got like, it's also a person, but it's animated.
I
It's
like
got like
that.
this
It's
dress on that
it's the
is in the
awkward
book.
pose people.
Well, as
Like
soon as you
it's
say the
Rochelle
title.
Mead's book series. One of her series has like people on all the covers.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, no, I can't do that.
This won't
Can't
work for
get
me.
past it.
Yeah, that was really good. I'm working right now, besides this one, I'm working on a number of teen recommended books. So there's another one that I've not started yet, Making Bombs for Hitler. Have you guys read that one?
No, I haven't
you were
even
telling
heard
about
that.
that one.
I hear it's really good, and it's on my list. I started it, but I just had too much other stuff going on.
She's
so.
trying to finish core. Get all
I'm
the
working
book
on that core.
recommendation.
No, yeah, every day. Yeah, no, I've read a lot of actually J books this year, which does
Yeah,
not pertain
me
to this
too.
one. But I was like, I need to bone up on my J's because
Yeah, I've read a lot of
it's
J's.
not.
Mhm.
It wasn't as didn't know as
A
many.
lot of
so.
chapter books. I had a patron
Mhm.
come in yesterday and ask me what a chapter book is. And I sit there for a minute, I'm like, it's a book that's divided into chapters. Because, like, her child came up and said, I want to read a chapter book. And to adults,
Oh.
they're just books.
Right,
Right.
yeah.
But, like, so I had to, like, explain. I was like, well, when they're younger, they read, like, the picture books, and then they go to the easy readers, and then they go to the chapter books. And she's like, yeah. I was like, to you, they're books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Books.
I don't like when they ask for chapter because I'm not sure if they want the JE level
Oh, yeah.
beginning or the
Right,
J's.
where
And I
they're
can't always
at.
tell by looking at them because they all
No.
look tiny to me.
Well, that
You know,
and also like
Yeah.
they
No
could be at
idea.
whatever
Yeah, it could be
whatever
Different grades,
level. Yeah.
Right. So then I try
For
to ask
sure.
them what they've read recently. And
Mhm. Or
try
what
to get
things
a-
are you into?
Right.
I'll ask
Into.
that question too. What do you like?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to talk about the one that I brought. Oh,
pigeon.
Scott Westerfeld. You guys read Scott Westerfeld? If you haven't, you must. Uglies.
No.
You didn't read Uglies? You guys are missing like core teen.
I will say, is this the one that connects all the other books?
No.
Okay, never mind.
Spill
I
it.
read
Other
I
books.
read a graphic novel. I don't remember what it was called, but it was like you had to have that knowledge of like 5 other books. And so I was reading through it, and I was like, I don't know who these are. Who is this? Why are you referencing this person?
Nope.
And then like halfway through, I was like, oh, I get
This
it. I read it.
is
Gotcha.
Scott Westerfeld and Alex, I don't know how to pronounce his last name. It's a graphic novel, which I'm not a huge person into graphic novels, but this one was astoundingly good. And both my children read it in like 2 seconds, and they're like, where's the next one? But
That's the problem
is
with graphics.
brilliant.
Yeah, quick.
So it's
Quick,
called
quick.
Spill Zone because where the main character lives is right near a town which had some type of something horrible happen to it. So everybody in the town is dead. But they're not like dead. They're like floating dead with glowing things. So
Oh.
it's really kind of creepy at some points.
It's going to be made into a TV show.
Oh yeah. Well, and you're seeing it. When she goes into the zone. So it's kind of funny too because you see what she sees and it's just creepy. So
Sounds
Yeah, I'm not huge on
terrifying.
But
graphic
it's
novels
good.
either, but there's
They
I
go
liked the
quickly.
Lumberjanes.
yes,
I thought those were good.
Those
I
are
like
really
the
good.
new Archie comic.
Oh, Archie.
Archie.
Those are not graphic.
They're not
These
graphic.
are graphic
They
novels.
are- they are
Scott
comic.
Westerfeld, if you've never
They're in
read
the
him,
graphic
you need to
novel
read him.
section.
I'm really excited for
The
you to
new
talk
ones
about
are.
this next one.
That was just in case we
Ooh.
needed
Can we talk about
nonfiction.
it?
Sure. I brought
this?
Mary
Have you
Roach
read Mary Roach?
for a nonfiction suggestion because she is awesome.
She's awesome.
And it is an adult officially, but definitely for teens.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you like to learn stuff,
If you like to learn more on a topic than you've ever wanted to know,
then you ever think you want to know.
she's like go-to. She does a really excellent job.
Oh,
Makes it very
okay.
readable.
Okay. I
Stiff?
think I had a friend recommend a book by her.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this one is Packing for Mars because that's one that came in when I was at work. So it's all about what you do on Mars and how you prepare for it and all that.
Yeah.
I liked Stiff, which is the one about dead bodies. What happens after you die?
Glowing
Yeah.
bodies,
Which
dead
was
bodies.
awesome.
all
I know, like
bodies.
maybe have a little morbid.
I
Morbid
think it
side.
might.
Beth and I
But
used to do a
she
book
liked-
talk where she would talk about Stiff, which I can't do it. I can't bring myself to read that book. But I read, what is the title?
Gulp.
Gulp, thank you. Which
Which
is awesome. And it goes
I
like
could not
completely
finish.
into the digestive system and what happens.
Ugh,
Like,
it was
if
grossing
you,
me way
some-
too
yeah,
far
different
out.
things. I won't even give some examples because it might irritate some of our viewers. But it's very good.
This one is not like that. And she
Not
also
like
has one about the military, which I can't think what it's called.
Yeah, I don't remember that one.
That's her newest one. But if you're looking for nonfiction,
I have a hard time with nonfiction.
Well, so I feel like these are great because they
'Cause
read
I
a
don't
little
want
bit
you to
more
just
like
throw information
fiction.
at me. I want it to like flow. You know.
She doesn't
Just come
throw
at
it,
me
you have to
suddenly.
read it.
Fair.
It's just very interesting because she goes above and beyond you would think she would do as an author to
Right.
find out information to
Right.
share about all these really versatile topics.
What's her like background though? Is she like a biologist or is she just really curious
I
about
don't
life?
know.
I don't know.
I thought she was a reporter from the way she
The way she
investigates,
goes about
but
things.
it doesn't say
yeah.
anything in the back about it. Just says she's the author
We'll have
of.
to find that out.
She lives in Oakland, California. Good, that's a good question. Well,
The only question.
okay, so you guys keep talking and I'll look her up.
Beth, you
Mhm.
had other people say that the uglies were awesome. So you
I am not
Good.
joking.
They're good.
If you
You're
have
not
not read
Courtney and I
it,
can't get our lives
you
together.
two are
I'm
too
sorry.
young to appreciate ugly, so
They're-
read them now.
Thick books.
No.
They just
No,
go on
they
that
will-
intimidating. I mean, look at this monster I have to read.
Scott Westerfeld, seriously, love him. And he knows John Green, so, John Green
Even
would
more of a
want
reason.
Even
to.
more
Even more
reason.
reason.
John
To
Green
read
wants
him.
me to do
Get
it.
on it.
Yes, John Green says,
to-
read Scott
I don't-
Westerfeld.
John Green also said read Catcher in the Rye, and we
Oh.
already
Well-
talked about where that went.
Yes,
No.
that's true,
Fave.
but these, Scott Westerfeld, oh yeah, he's
We'll have to do
excellent.
like a
Uglies.
get together popcorn reading. You and I of the
Yeah,
uglies.
Uglies.
Just
Well,
Read it
there's
out
been-
loud.
That's right.
Okay, there's 4
All
books
adults
in that
read aloud.
series,
Oh, gosh,
but
this is a
there's
commitment.
the 4th one you don't have to read because it's
Okay.
like set later.
So it's like Allegiant.
but you have to
You don't have to read it,
right.
right?
But the 3 you do.
Of no consequence.
I mean, this is Scott Westerfeld's Uglies is dystopian at the core. It was
Is
one
it?
of the
Okay.
first. Yes.
Okay.
So if you like
I do
dystopian,
like dystopians.
Scott Westerfeld.
That's
I
fair.
still need to read the last book in Fifth Wave series.
Oh.
Is it Dead?
I haven't read that.
What is the last book called? Dead? Wait, no. I can't even remember what it's called. But I was really disappointed. Like, I loved Fifth Wave. I thought it was a good, other than the, like, insta-lovey bit with what's her name and the guy who's an alien. That was kind of annoying. And then the second book, I was so confused about what was happening because it's told from everyone. It's told from first person point of view, I think, but it's told from multiple characters. So in that instance, you only know as much as this character knows, and none of these people know what's going on. So I didn't
You're
know
like,
what was
you've got
going
no
on.
idea what's
I was
going
like,
on.
I
Right.
don't know what you're doing. And so I left that book being like, do I want to continue? Last Star. That's the name of the last one.
Oh.
It's like got red on the cover or whatever. So I haven't read it yet because I'm just like, it's going to be
Yeah.
another Allegiant. And
Yeah,
just
you just
burn
don't.
it all.
So
Don't need
I
it.
with-
did read Allegiant. But
Teen has so many different type of creatures, like in paranormal. Is there one type of creature you don't like to read about? Like
vampires.
you don't like vampires,
I'm over that phrase in my life.
but you did at one point. So like,
Yeah.
it's zombies.
16.
I hate
You
zombies.
hate
Oh.
zombies?
I hate them. I can hardly
Is it 'cause
read
they're,
anything
like,
about them.
This could happen, maybe?
I
Is
don't
that what
know.
it is?
I just hate
It
them.
could
I just
happen.
got some concerns.
It could
Some
happen.
concerns going on.
What about
I
you?
just-
You don't
I don't
have
like
anything
fairies.
specific?
Actually,
You don't like fairies?
I don't like fairies.
Like
I
Tinkerbell
don't like
fairies or
vampires. I
fae?
don't like zombies. What was
Okay,
that?
wait.
Where
okay,
do you
are you
work?
thinking like
I know.
Tinkerbell fairies? Or are you talking like Sarah J.
like,
Maas?
No, like Tinkerbell fairies.
Oh,
like,
okay. You gotta
there
read
was-
Fae.
yeah.
You gotta read Sarah J. Maas's books.
I-
That'll get you into
I am
fairies.
like on
I will
like
agree with
this
that.
other side of teen reading where like I read like The Hate You Give, like more realistic
Realistic
fiction,
fiction.
historical fiction, and
Beth
I'm
and I are over
not-
here like, give us the
I
fantasy.
know, I'm kind of
Holly Black.
boring.
Right?
I have not read
That is
anything by
fair.
Holly Black.
Oh my gosh, I feel so
I
old.
know, I
She
haven't-
is okay.
I know
In the
she's
dark
tight with
of the
Cassandra
the
Clare.
darkest part of the
The
forest.
Darkest Part of the Forest. yeah.
Awesome, and it's a standalone. Plus, then she has the vampire
Good.
one, which I
I
can't
can't
think of what
handle
it's
him in a
called.
series.
It's the coldest person in Cold Town.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
it's
I
It's
did hear that was
vampires,
really
but
good.
not like vampires.
Not
I did hear that was
vampires,
really
It's
but not.
I actually
it's
think I've heard
real
from you was
feeling.
very good.
Oh yeah. Oh,
I've heard of that one.
I
That
yeah,
title
love Holly
sounds
Black.
familiar.
I love Scott Westerfeld. John Green.
It's not that I
John
just
Green.
wait. I'll rephrase it. It's not that I don't enjoy some of these. It's just that that's not what I go like looking for.
Right.
I'm not on the hunt for that
Right.
red sticker on that.
I'm not
spine.
looking for that red
I'm not looking for
sticker.
that red sticker.
Looking for that light blue sticker with the historical fiction on the back. Yeah.
I do read a lot of science fiction fantasy. I mean, that's
I read fantasy and realistic, and I like historical, but it's got to be a certain like type of historical.
I even like nonfiction.
Did you read March, which I think actually might be an adult book, but
No, I think that's
is it a teen book?
There's the 3 of them, right?
There's
three of
there's
them,
3
yeah.
of them. I think I was going to, but we didn't have volume 1.
Okay.
My to-read list.
It's
So I didn't wanna grab it.
It is awesome. It's a graphic novel.
Because I
also.
think it's nonfiction.
it is nonfiction,
Yeah,
yep.
it's shelved as nonfiction.
Yeah, really good.
So
Yep.
someone asked, you can finish up with this if you want.
We're
What's
ready.
coming out this fall that you're excited for?
Oh, you
Oh.
know.
Turtles all the way down.
Well, yeah,
Say
besides-
Courtney wants
Turtles all the way down.
Why are you excited about that
Oh
one?
my gosh, Don Green. I'm
I
pretty
don't
sure that
actually
book title
know.
is something his son or his daughter said when he did like a Question Tuesday video. I think they asked, like, viewers will ask questions to Henry and Alice. And I think they asked about his favorite animal, and I think Henry was like, turtles all the way down. Or something. It's some kind of like quote from one of his kids that said it, I think.
What is that Wonder Woman one that's coming out? I have that on hold.
I didn't know that.
I should have brought my iPad. See, these 2 lovely women brought their iPads.
What is coming out? that I'm
I
excited
gotta look it up.
for? That's a
This,
good read.
I'm excited
Lauren
for that one.
DeStefano, have you guys read any of hers?
Nope.
Okay, so she has written that Wither series, and she has a new series that I've read an advanced reader's copy for, but it's not out until October. So it's called The Glass Spare. It's fairly good. It's very unique in that the main character has a special power that involves glass. And, but I didn't like it as much as I liked the first book of Wither.
The glass what?
The Glass Spare, S-P-A-R-E. Because she's a daughter of king, so that ties into it too. But it's just really intriguing the way the story is being laid out now. So I will definitely read the second one just to find out.
So this isn't fall, but the end of August, which is almost basically
Close.
fall. It's
Closer.
Wonder Woman Warbringer.
Is it a graphic?
I don't think it's a graphic.
Yeah, by Leah Bardugo.
Yeah.
Who
Ooh,
wrote,
she's been
what is
the
the Crows something?
yeah. She wrote the Grisha
Yes.
Grisha
Yes.
series. I can't remember.
I know, I don't know how to
Yeah,
pronounce
it's
it.
Crooked. Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom are her
Six of
2
Crows.
Newer.
newest ones.
I don't like them as much as do you?
They're
I've not read those
beautiful
yet, no.
though. They are beautiful books with that like
The
red,
cover?
the
Yeah.
pages.
Yeah,
Beautiful. So if you're into aesthetics,
yeah.
do that.
That's true. You got to have both of them, and then you put them next to each other because one's a different color. One's black and one's red, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Six
Mhm.
of Crows is red.
I can't remember.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
There are too many books.
I know there's a lot of things. I'm not super excited about anything specifically, though. It's just
I was really excited at the beginning of this year about, again, I should have brought a book list with the books on it. City of Saints and Thieves,
Oh,
which
yeah.
I read, which is pretty good.
I started that.
Did you start that one? It
And
was,
I think
yeah,
I had to return it.
right.
Someone was
Yeah,
on
and it's
hold.
good. I wasn't what I expected it to be, I guess. So a little
Yeah.
let down in that respect, but it's good. It was a good read.
I'm looking on a
solid.
list to see if there's
I don't know
anything
if there's
jumping out.
anything. Yeah.
This year seems a little bit not a lot of things that make me
Right.
want.
Like there's nothing where I'm like, oh, definitely this
Ooh,
is
wait a
happening.
minute. Wait a
Besides
minute.
John Green.
Maggie
Yeah.
Stiefvater has a new book coming out this fall. Or no,
Oh.
wait.
Did
Yes.
it come out already?
No, it's coming out in the fall, I believe. Come on, tell me more. Book details.
I was also excited for the third March
October.
to come out. So that came
Oh,
out
it's
already,
not
yeah.
okay. Good thing I waited because now I can just read them all at once.
Yep, you can read them all at once.
Yeah,
Take
Maggie,
a good 2 hours. Sit down and read.
Maggie
problem.
Stiefvater, who wrote The Raven Cycle, right? Is that what the
Mhm.
title's called? Great books, paranormal,
Yep.
ghosts,
Good stuff.
things like that. She is one of my favorites. Like she's up there with like John Green and Cassandra Clare. Like when
Yeah.
she writes a book, I need to read it.
Yes. I agree.
And yeah, it's called All the Crooked Saints. And I don't really know what it's about, I'm going to be honest, but I'm hoping she doesn't push it because she did that with the last Raven Cycle book. She kept pushing it and she kept pushing it, and it was phenomenal, and it ended beautifully. Veronica Roth, take notes. Just saying.
Coming
it
down
ended
hard.
beautifully. I do really like Veronica Roth. I feel
love
bad.
her.
But I just was so mad about that ending. Ugh. Sorry, if you haven't read Divergent series, seen the movies, Googled it, you'll probably find out what happens. But
That one
I'm
comes
still
out in
upset about it.
October. All the Crooked Saints.
yeah, it's at October 10th, so it comes out right around time. Turtles All the Way Down comes out.
And
so-
she wrote
I'll
the
be
reading
booked,
today.
literally
the
booked.
Shiver series too. Do you
Which is
remember?
underrated. I really love that
I
story.
thought it was really good too.
I thought it came out.
The Wolves of Mercy Falls.
So it's like, not
Yes, I do.
Twilight,
No.
but like with werewolves, but like good.
But like the good,
Like,
the good,
good.
yeah.
Good.
Like good writing, because she is very like prolific, and her like descriptions and her language is just beautiful.
Yes. Did you read The Scorpio Races?
No, Jackie yelled at me for not reading that
The
already.
Scorpio.
With the horses that come out of the water? Oh my gosh. It's a standalone.
I know, but I think I read the synopsis and it was like horses.
No.
Interested?
I don't even like
Yeah.
horses.
I don't like horses either. So I was like,
No, it's
water
so
horses.
good.
Even worse.
Oh, it's
No.
so
Is it
good.
Jackie yelled at me?
Yeah, Jackie's
shout out
right.
to Miss Jackie if you're watching. Probably
Hey,
not.
Miss Jackie.
I told her to watch, but who knows? Yeah, she told me that it was really good.
Yeah,
so
she's
I'll
right.
have to pick it up.
Yep, you
Yeah.
got two now.
I have
saying
too
you need to
many
read it.
books.
Two old people who say read it.
I will say that like any book that you recommended, I have liked, even though like fantasy isn't really
Your
my
thing.
thing. You do have like a good taste in books that I think everybody can probably enjoy.
I read a lot of different varieties.
You do.
You
But
do. Your Goodreads is normally filled with.
Yeah, I was like, ooh, I need a book to read. Let's go to Beth's
Best
Goodreads.
Aid.
What
Yeah.
has she read?
I do read a lot of fantasy and sci-fi, but I'm reading this new it's a fantasy book, but it's an adult book, but it does not read like an adult one. It's The
Oh.
Green Riders.
Oh,
I am
haven't
listening
heard
to
of
it
that.
on audiobook, and
Ooh.
I want to drive, so I can listen to
Yeah. Oh, so it's a really good.
Yeah,
audiobook.
they're long, I'm sorry, 'cause they are long, so.
That's okay.
More long books.
And it's like mega series. It's like 6 or 7, I think, already.
Wow.
And I don't think it's done, but I
So
am
maybe that is
hooked.
one to just stick to the audiobooks. My commute is a little
Yeah.
bit long, so I get through
Oh,
a
you
yeah,
guys-
then you
decent
can
amount
Mine's
of
only like
audiobooks.
12 minutes.
Okay.
So
We have
I
them as
can't
the
get
audio
through
still.
that.
I
Mine's
can't
like
really
20.
do too much. I gotta do like, if I listen to an audiobook, I just listened to Aziz Ansari's Modern Love audiobook.
Oh,
Those are my favorite,
Are
like
those good?
comedians, like listening to
Yeah.
comedians. I mean, he gives you a hard time for listening to the audiobook because he'll talk about pictures in it and be like, you can't see it, you bought the audiobook,
I love
sorry.
those.
Yeah.
But like, I listened to that, and I've listened to Mindy Kaling's, and those are really
I
good
have
because I
listened to
can
that
stop
one,
those
too.
after
Yeah.
like in my commute. That's like 15 minutes.
Have you heard Lauren Graham's?
No, I need to because I
book?
love her. 'Cause
Yeah,
Gilmore
you do
Girls
need
is my
to.
favorite
The
television
best.
show.
Also, that other show that she was on.
Parenthood?
Yeah. I
That's a
like
good
that
show.
one,
I
too.
stopped. I need to finish that show, but
Yeah. Anyway, she reads her audiobook as
does she read it
most
really
of them
fast?
do.
because she talks.
No,
really
I feel
fast.
like no. Like her normal pace.
Because
would
I
think
normally
would
listen
be
to them
probably
at like
fairly fast.
1.25.
Okay, you guys have any
Ah.
final words?
Oh,
We're up to 12:30 already.
But
wow.
do we need to
33.
stop? Do we have people watching? That's another thing. Like, hey,
Wow.
hey, Caitlin. She keeps texting me
She's
that she's
texting
watching it.
How many?
There.
How many people?
It said that
Let's just pose for a moment.
double digits right now.
Ooh.
Aaron's over there like, it's 15
All 10 people.
It's
Never-
15.
From Darn.
I'm so
You ever
excited.
want to end with something like the best book you've read so far this year? Maybe?
Oh, gosh.
The best one
The
I
Hate You
read
Give,
this-
I think, was
was-
honestly the best book
yeah.
I've read so far this year, which is difficult because I also really liked March, and I also really liked Everything, even though I didn't agree with how things were handled at the end.
You're like, you should have
But
been
there should have been
What did
some
I read?
I know,
repercussions.
I'm looking.
I can't even remember.
But yeah, The Hate You Give was probably mine. While they're looking, I'll elaborate on it.
Go for it.
If you guys haven't heard of it, it was about this girl named Star, and she's at a party, and she leaves with one of her friends, and they get pulled over by police, and one of them gets shot and killed, and so that is like within like the first like 2 chapters or so, and then the rest of the book is, through their eyes, what they have to do to kind of, keep her friend's name like alive and in good graces, because that is not how it's going. They're kind of pulling down this kid's character, but it's really good. It's like very much relevant. I think that's why I liked it so much. So it is very much relevant, and it's from the perspective of a Black author. So I think that helps tremendously.
Make it-
Yeah.
What's your favorite?
My
far.
favorite teen book, because like I said earlier, I read a lot of J's just for one of my grad school classes, and then I was on the MLA work group for the Youper one, which is like the middle grade. So I read a lot of angsty preteen novels, and I was telling my friends, I'm like, I'm starting to like feel like angsty because of all these books I'm reading. But my two favorites, I read, I don't know if you'll agree with me on this, either of you, I don't know, I can't remember if you both read, but Caravel by Stephanie Garber.
I didn't like it.
Yeah, I know. I think we talked about it. I
was okay.
I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the whole premise is there's this it's called Caravel, and there's this like competition kind of in this weird world where things just don't make sense most of the time. And it was such a different story. It was like it took the Night Circus, which is one of my favorite books, and made it darker and made it like teen and like a competition. My only problem was there were so many like loopholes that had to be explained at the end that made me give it a 4-star instead of a 5-star. But there is a second book coming out. But also, let's just talk about Sloth Love by Sam True.
I read that book because Courtney said
it's adult nonfiction.
Yeah.
It's on sloths. If you love sloths like me, it's so many cute sloth pictures and just cute sloth stories.
Like sloths in any like way you might imagine them, like sleeping and eating and cuddling with their buddy and being a little baby. It's like any kind of sloth picture you've ever wanted.
So
in that
cute.
book.
It's the cutest thing I've read.
It's a cute one.